The lady was expecting a plumber at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock came and went. No plumber. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, even 1 o'clock rolled around. Still no plumber. She concluded he wasn't coming and left to do some errands. While she was out, the plumber knocked on the door. Her parrot, which was in a cage by the door, said, "Who is it?" "It's the plumber." He thought it was the lady who had said, "Who is it?" and waited for her to let him in. When this didn't happen, he knocked again. And again, the parrot said, "Who is it?" "It's the plumber." Still, no one answered the door. He pounded on the door, and the parrot repeated, "Who is it?" "It's the plumber," he said, irritated. Again, he waited. Again, she didn't come. Again, he pounded. Again, the parrot said, "Who is it?" "Ah!" he said, flying into a rage. He kicked the door in, suffered a heart attack, and fell dead in the doorway. The lady came home from her errands only to see the door ripped off its hinges and a corpse lying in the doorway. "A dead body?" she exclaimed. "Who is it?" "It's the plumber," the parrot answered. There was a house painter who was always looking for a way to save a buck, so he would often thin his paint to make it go further. One day, a local church decided to do a big restoration, and this painter put in a bid. He got the job because his price was so competitive. Just as he was finishing the job, the painter was up on the scaffold when suddenly there was a horrendous clap of thunder. The sky opened and rain poured down. Washing the watery paint off the church and knocking the painter down onto the lawn, surrounded by puddles of the thinned and useless paint. Fearing this was a judgment from the Almighty, he got on his knees and cried, "Forgive me! What should I do?" And from the thunder, a mighty voice spoke, "Repaint! Repaint and thin no more!" Poor expectant fathers are waiting in a Minneapolis hospital maternity ward while their wives are in labor. The nurse comes in and tells the first man, "Congratulations, you're the father of twins." "What coincidence," he says. "I work for the Minnesota Twins baseball team." The nurse returns and tells the second man, "Your wife just had triplets." "Wow, what a coincidence. I work for the 3M company." Then the nurse tells the third man he and his wife now have quadruplets. "Another coincidence. I work at the Four Seasons Hotel." At this point, the fourth guy faints. When he comes to, the others ask, "What's wrong?" "What's wrong? I work for 7-Up." It's Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and a man makes his way to his seat at center court. He sits down and notices that the seat next to him is empty. He leans over and asks his neighbor if someone is sitting there. The man responds, "No, that seat's empty." The first man explains, "What? Who in their right mind would have a seat like this for the NBA Finals and not use it?" The neighbor responds, "Well, the seat is mine, but my wife passed away, and this is the first NBA Finals we have been together." "I'm sorry to hear that. Wasn't there anyone else, a friend or relative, that could have taken that seat?" "No, they're all at the funeral." A retiree is given a set of golf clubs by his coworkers. He goes to the local pro for lessons, explaining that he knows nothing about the game. The pro shows him the stance and the swing, and then he says, just hit the ball toward the flag on the first green. The novice tees up and smacks the ball straight down the fairway and onto the green, where it stops just inches from the hole. Now what? The fellow asks the speechless pro. You're supposed to hit it into the cup? The pro finally says. Oh, great, says the beginner, disgusted. Now you tell me. Chuck Norris is so tough he once delivered a roundhouse kick to the eye of a hurricane. The result is now known as widely scattered showers. For years, an elderly gentleman could barely hear. Finally, he went to a doctor and was fitted for a set of hearing aids that fully restored his hearing. A month later, he had a checkup, and the doctor said, "Your hearing is perfect. Your family must be really pleased that you can hear again." "Oh, I haven't told them yet," the man replied. "I just sit around and listen to the conversations. I've changed my will 3 times. A hostess at a casino buffet showed a woman to her table. "Could you keep an eye out for my husband?" the woman asked. "He has gray hair, wears glasses, has a pot belly." "Honey," the hostess said, "today is senior day. They all look like that." John stood before the pearly gates, and St. Peter asked him, "Have you done anything in your life that would qualify you to enter heaven?" "Well, there's one thing. On a trip to South Dakota, I came upon a gang of bikers who were threatening an old lady. I told them to leave her alone, but they wouldn't listen. So I went up right to the biggest, most heavily tattooed biker. I whacked him on the head, kicked his bike over, ripped out his nose ring, threw it on the ground, told him, 'Leave her alone now or you'll answer to me.'" St. Pierre was impressed. "When did this happen?" "Just a couple minutes ago." A cop pulls over a vehicle on the freeway. There are 3 little old ladies in the car. "Why were you driving only 20 miles per hour?" he asks the driver. "I was just going the posted speed limit." She points to a sign up ahead. The officer corrects her. "That's not the speed limit sign. That's the sign for this highway, Route 20. "We tried to tell you, Sheila," says one of the passengers. The cop takes another look at the old woman and sees that they are wide-eyed and disheveled. One of them is tightly gripping the door handle, white-knuckled. "What's the matter?" the cop asks. "We just came off Interstate 120. A town called Ugly in England is home to a civic group called the Ugly Women's Institute. They meet every month for scholarly lectures and afternoon tea. After being the butt of jokes for years, members finally renamed it the Women's Institute of Ugly. Still, when they identify their affiliation at conventions, they wind up announcing, 'We're ugly.'" WNDU, a local NBC affiliate in South Bend, Indiana, answered its own question when it displayed this on the screen: "School too easy for kids."